Hello and be alive. My name is Christian. I'm the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur host. And today we're going to talk about what is hot this summer in food in 2024. Hello again. My name is Christian Fisher. I'm the Disruptive Entrepreneur host, and I'm just really excited for me to share some of the things which are hot in 2024. And I spent a lot of time over the last few weeks researching what's going on the plant-based side, what's on the tech side, on the AI side, how are people consuming product different, and what are some of the changes you will see and which is coming to the restaurant industry. So number one for me, plant-based everything. It's amazing what's going on in the plant-based world. And there also have been made some amazing strides in people making pastrami, making filet mignon, and making some really other cool things like bacon, which is absolutely delicious. I had a company out of Singapore just recently sent me a filet mignon, which was absolutely delicious, and it ate just like a short rib. Absolutely amazing. Today, actually, another company shipped us some product today, and we ate a plant-based meatball with a plant-based bolognese sauce. Absolutely delicious. Just really, really some cool stuff coming this summer around plant-based. And I think plant-based is just really moving quickly. And there's so many new cool things coming. And there's so many different things coming around seafood, plant-based seafood. There's a company out of Florida which recently sent me a sample of their crab cake. Absolutely delicious. And when you have it, it was really hard to determine that that was not the real thing. So plant-based is amazing, and there's a lot of stuff coming around that. Also, there's some new ingredients like mushroom-based proteins. You've probably seen mushroom coffee and some other cool stuff which is coming in. Then also algae-based items. More and more of that coming and gaining certainly traction with their sustainability and nutritional benefits. So a lot coming around that. So how does this benefit you as the operator? You need to stay ahead of these trends and look at how you're going to incorporate it into your menu. How do you highlight it in a dish or two? And how do you make that leap in bringing that into your facilities? Be aware of what your consumers are looking for and also what the customers are asking for. Because at the end of the day, they will do their feet. If you don't give them what you want, they go somewhere else. Number two for me, tech-driven dining experience is huge. Now, AI and robotics are definitely revolutionizing kitchen operation from food prep to cooking and to plating. There is a really great company out there which makes ramen noodles fully automated. There's another company which makes burgers fully automated. And there's a company which does stir fries fully automated. And there's just some really cool stuff. And there's a lot more coming. So also what is changing around AI and technology is personalized dining experiences throughout or driven and backed up by data and data analytics. Restaurants using data analytics to offer more of a personalized dining experience and enhance customer satisfaction. I think there's a lot more coming. And look what's going on around virtual and augmented reality in dining. I personally haven't been, so if you have, please mark or write us a note below. I have not done that yet, but reading up on it, it's absolutely amazing how that is being used in creating an immersive dining experience, and it certainly attracts these tech-savvy diners, and I'm one of them. And I was told the story. There's a great restaurant up in Northern Connecticut, and they had a lamb stew, and as they served the lamb stew, I got this bigger plate. It had hay in it. They put the lamb stew in the middle, and then just before I ate, the guy came and put hot water around it on the hay. So now the flavors and the aromas from the hay as you had the lamb stew, it was just absolutely spectacular. At first, I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" But it was absolutely amazing, and I believe you will see a lot more around that. Next, number three on our list is sustainable and zero waste practices, not just the way you purchase, the way you cook within your kitchen. Zero-based kitchens are becoming now the standard, and chefs are finding more creative ways of using everyday parts and others in ingredients. So Sustainable sourcing is huge, local ingredients. And also, what does the local ingredient do to the neighborhoods or to the areas or to the farmers? More and more is coming that direction. And more of the consumers which are looking for that fully locally supported dining experience, looking at the carbon footprint, what is the impact on that? And we want to reduce that. Also, people are looking now, am I buying tomatoes? Where are they coming from? And what is the carbon footprint in getting them to my door? The same thing with fruits and everything else. And I believe that's certainly going to increase. And it will come to a point that you will have to write it on the bottom of the menu the way you currently do, that it's vegan, gluten free, or anything else. So, absolutely, that's coming. And more key trends around that is because the consumers are looking for it, and eco-friendly packaging and sustainable practices are absolutely key, and you need to bring this to your diners. The next thing is around global flavors and fusion cuisines. And, if you think about fusion back from the 80s, we always, in our world, we always said, hey, there's a very fine line between fusion and confusion. So be careful with that. But fusion cuisines are on the rise, where you have blended flavors and different cultures creating that really cool, unique dish. And more of them are coming, and it's coming into the QSR section. Also, specific global flavors are gaining popularity, like Filipino, West African, and Middle Eastern. I just recently had the opportunity to go to India, and the flavors and the way they layer flavors over there is absolutely amazing. So different than what you get here. And especially around West African, we here in our area, we have more restaurants coming to the area, which offer that kind of cuisine, because it's certainly influencing menus worldwide. And then also the impact of cultural exchange in the culinary world is coming more and more to the restaurants near you, cultivating exchanges. What drives culinary innovation? What chefs incorporate these diverse ingredients and techniques into their everyday menu? And if you look at overall how AI has done that, and if you think back, if you remember the time of Watson, the IBM computer, where they fed him all the data and then it spit out a whole menu, and then eventually wrote a cookbook. Some of the dishes were pretty out there, but we pretty close of what that did back in the 80s and 90s, what we serving today. And then for us, number five, there's a lot more growth around health and wellness. There's a lot more focus around it. I think COVID had a lot to do with that. And there is a lot more focus around functional foods, which offer healthy benefits beyond just the basic nutrition. People are looking to get more out of their food, and it's certainly a major trend in 2024. And then menus also featuring superfoods and some other really cool ingredients. For me, looking at what some of the flavors and the menu, people bring to the event, which are more of the health conscious side. For me, I never thought that we use pea pollen in something. We talked earlier about mushroom coffee, and then also looking at how do we combine those and layer different flavors, not just layering in the way we produce it, also how it hits your palate and how you combine it with some other really cool, amazing things. And then that whole trend of allergy friendly and specialized diets, I see it more and more, and even in my family, I honestly believe as we as a society get better in detecting certain health issues and also allergens, I think this will become a lot more of a concern for the diners, and therefore restaurants will have to adapt to that. And especially there's an increasing demand on all of those allergen friendly and specialized diets. Look what keto has done, what gluten free has done, and also what paleo diet has done. So that brings me into number six, which is for me around unique dining concepts, pop-up restaurants, the food trucks, all of that, I think will become a lot more specialized, and they all have to offer a unique and flexible dining experience. You probably heard that there's that restaurant which is now underwater, and you can eat underwater, and they have a hotel now. There's a restaurant where you're being lifted off a few hundred feet off the ground, and your feet are dangling in the air, and you have somebody making your meals. More of that is coming, and there is another cool concept. If you haven't checked out Pepper Lunch, check out Pepper Lunch. They do a really amazing job where they do teppanyaki in front of you. Really, really cool experience. Also, look at multi-sensory dining experiences, which hit all of your five senses, and they're becoming a lot more popular and elevate overall dining experiences. So for me, I believe those are the six things which gonna be hot. Number one, it's definitely plant-based. More and more of that is coming. How restaurants and consumer expecting you to integrate tech-driven experiences. Number three for us was the zero waste and sustainable practices, which are coming all the way around, from the way we buy it, from the way we produce it, and what is the piece of equipment we use to produce, and how do we deliver it to the customer. And then we talked about global flavors and fusion cuisines. I believe those are just becoming a lot more specialized. And we just been recently to a Filipino restaurant, and it was just absolutely amazing. The flavors were absolutely spot on, and that certainly will come more and more. And then you overlay that health and wellness piece, which I believe is just gonna go just haywire over the next few years. More focus on that, especially on those specialized diets. And then finally, how can you deliver that in a unique dining concept? And that is what's coming, and it's hot in 2024 in the summer. And we're gonna do another version of that. What's coming in the fall and winter, because I believe there's some really cool things coming around seafood by the end of the year. I will looking forward to share this with you. So with that, if you haven't done so, please go to the disruptivechef.club, check out our private community. You get a front row seat of all the things we do and all the things we up to as an organization, and you get to peek a little bit behind the scenes of what we do to put all of that together. So with that, I want to say thanks for being here today. And remember, until next time, disrupt your kitchen, fire up your career, stay hungry for change. I'm Christian, your disruptive chef, entrepreneur, host. I'm signing off. So go out there, be the change, be the challenge, and be the chef who sets the world on fire. Until our next conversation, go out there and stay disruptive, everybody.